the intro or me?
You can go ahead.
Okay. Hello out there, my fellow magical girls, and welcome to another episode of Battle School Dropouts. I'm Stu.
And I'm Bakari.
And this week we did watch the first 6 episodes of Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Yeah.
That's the name of it, right?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
It's a long name.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. We got slapped in the face 5 times.
God damn, so much slapping in this
That
anime.
poor girl.
That poor girl. Yeah. We'll get into that. But we got big news this week.
Yeah.
This is the week that Sonic Frontiers came out. So I think this is a pretty easy question to ask you. Bakari, how's it going?
I am just radiant. My skin is cleared and I can see clearly now. The rain is gone and I can see all the obstacles in my way.
You were blind and now you can see.
Exactly. Yeah. I once was lost, but now I'm found. It's very good. I mean, I've been optimistic about Frontiers. Like when I remember way back, somebody posted like 2018 or something like that. Somebody posted on 4chan saying they had play tested what we now know as Sonic Frontiers, and they kind of described the general concept of. I was like, that sounds really good. Like that's a good idea, I think, and they've executed it just about as well as one can hope. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is. It's buck wild that I think I said it on the podcast before, like the things I want from like a Sonic game is I either want it to be like really good or I want it to be total trash. Like I'm Sonic 06 for life.
Yeah, but 06 is fun.
But I was just like, well, most Sonic games that aren't like the 2D ones are just gonna fall into like the category.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
This one seems pretty solid.
It is, yeah. Like it's not perfect. There are some bugs, though. I will say there's far less jank in this than in most games, like most Sonic games.
That's what I was fully expecting.
Yeah.
Like you'd start going fast and like you would just like miss things or you'd clip through walls or something.
No, not really. There hasn't been a whole lot of that. So like you can like at the beginning of the game, you can go pretty damn fast already. But much like Breath of the Wild, there's a system where like there's these little wood stone guys called Cocos, very similar to the Koroks in Breath of the Wild. And for every like 20 or so you gather, you can bring them to the Elder Coco and he will either increase your ring capacity or your top speed. I do not know why you would ever pick the rings.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what does that do?
You can carry 6 more rings than you were able to carry before.
Wait, what? Is it like a health system? Like
theoretically, but like, again, it's Sonic. You can, as long as you have 1 ring when you get hit, you're fine.
So that's still a thing.
That is still a thing. Yeah. So like they do function like your HP. Like you can at the beginning of the game, you can hold a maximum of 400 rings. And I'm playing on normal mode. There is a hard mode, but I didn't really trust the combat system to be robust enough for me to want to do that. And it's not. But it's fun. It's just not that deep. But yeah, so you get hit by like a boss and you're gonna, well, no, not a boss because you're supersonic when you're fighting bosses, but you get hit by like a tough enemy and it'll like 100 plus rings will be lost, right? But like still out of Sonic come like 20 rings or something like that. So you can easily grab 1 or 2 and be perfectly fine. You can do the same thing you've always done in a Sonic game where like as long as you keep grabbing that 1 ring that got knocked out of you, you're fine.
And so you can carry 400 and the upgrade gives you 6 more?
Yeah. So you get that upgrade once and you can now carry 406 rings.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there are, like I've said, there are some, not in the podcast, I'll say it now. There are some baffling decisions made in this game. Like just some things that I'm like, okay, I get how it worked in Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild, same thing. Like instead of stamina, we have top speed, and instead of health, we have ring count. But Zelda's, like Link's health functions very differently than Sonic's rings, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we just transplanted this idea with absolutely no regard to how it works in the concept of Sonic context. But so I haven't.
Chef's kiss. Beautiful.
Right?
Beautiful.
Also, you have to do that 1 at a time. The max stat for ring capacity, top speed, and then there's also attack and defense, which you upgrade with a different guy. Is the capacity for all those stats is 99. You can upgrade each one 99 times. You have to, for top speed and ring count, you have to do each one individually. So I've got like 500 Cocos or whatever. I'm like ready to cash in.
Oh.
and I have to. He asks me, "What would you like?" And there's a little bit of the game like has to slow down to think about like to get me to the point where I can select like what I want.
Yeah, to bring up the menu.
Yeah. And the menu's up. I just can't interact with it for a second and a half or so. And the cursor's on nothing or like no thanks. So if I mash, then I say no thanks and I have to start the whole thing over. And so I have to wait for it, press down to go to top speed, and then press OK. And then there's a little animation. And then he goes like, "Can I do anything else for you?" My top speed has gone up by 1 point. I have to do the whole thing over again. And I continue doing that until I've fully cashed out.
Yeah, that's going to take you like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's buck wild just to get a few upgrades. That's insane.
Yeah. The shop is all there's a fishing mini game with Big the Cat. And it's wonderful. Like, I mean, the mini game is like it's not really even a mini game. It's like, you ever played one of those claw machines where you literally can't lose? Like, yeah. It's like it's like a scoop and there's candy and you just kind of press the button and like you're gonna get something. Yeah. It functions like that. It's essentially just a way to cash in these coins because every time you get purple coins and you can spend those purple coins to like rent a fishing rod essentially, and then you can get a fish and that's worth X amount of points, which you can then cash in at Big's Bass Pro Shop and get various items, including the items that you need to upgrade. So I went and bought a fuck ton of things to get top speed and then realized like, oh no, I'm going to spend 15 minutes doing this. And I kind of did. Yeah, it took about that long.
That's amazing. That's kind of interesting to see that the fishing mini game is something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think we've talked about it on like the last one or something where like, Sega Bass Fishing is like a titan in the fishing game industry for people who don't know shit about fishing games.
Yeah.
So
this doesn't function like that at all. Like it's a lot more like Animal Crossing fishing, but there's like but like less difficult. Like you cast in where the fish shadows are, and then eventually your bobber starts bobbing, and then you press X or A if you play on Xbox or whatever if you're on PC, or ostensibly B if you're on Switch. And then
one of those.
Yeah, one of those buttons, and then there'll be a little like a QTE like ring will show up, and you have to like and there's a little ring inside of it, and it's like growing, and you just have to line the rings up. And it's very, very simple. You just press X with the right timing, or B if you're on Switch, or A if you're on, and then and then you got your fish.
Oh, that but okay.
Yeah. And then you can buy all sorts of stuff at Big's Wonder Emporium. Yeah.
There was I want to get back to Sonic in a second, but Bernadette and I have been playing Skyrim recently, and I didn't know that this was in Skyrim before, but there's fishing in that game.
I've heard of this. I've never done it.
It is maybe the most boring fishing mechanics I've ever seen.
This might give you a run for your money. I don't know.
Yeah. So this one, it's like you cast out your line. It just sits there for a certain amount of time. And then when the bobble happens, you just mash until you bring it in.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to get something. But you don't aim. You don't do anything like that. You just sit there in first person. Whoosh, and you just wait. It's like, why is this even a game?
Yeah. Well, it's to its credit, I guess Sonic does have you aim the fishing rod. I don't think it does anything. I don't think the location you select, I don't think it has any effect.
Oh, wonderful.
And if you fuck up, then it's like, go again. It's with the same, you don't have to pay another coin or anything like that. Wow. It's like, no, go, you got it.
You got this.
Yeah. Same way that those guaranteed win claw games, like if you miss, it's like, just go again. You'll get something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm at a point where I have like a bajillion fucking purple coins. So I don't have to go looking for all those like upgrade mats anymore. I can just buy them all from Big if I want to.
That's great.
It's just kind of, yeah. I mean,
so the economy is completely borked. Like,
pretty much. Like it matters up until a point, but like I'm on the last. I've been kind of taking my time and also just not getting as much time as I wanted to this week to play it. But like I'm like 20 hours in. It matters up until like the third or fourth island, but by then, so there's another bewildering mechanic. Remember in Breath of the Wild, they had the solar eclipse or whatever. No, the blood moon. Yeah, blood moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the sky turns red and all the enemies that you have killed come back to life. Same thing happens here, except it's like a meteor shower what happens. And when that happens, there's a bunch of little like Mario Galaxy star bits just scattered everywhere, like all over the place. And every time you pick one up, it starts running this slot machine, which just stays superimposed over your screen,
Oh.
which makes it very difficult to do any sort of platforming.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that slot machine will give you purple coins. So I was just minding my own business and suddenly had like 300 purple coins out of nowhere. And I was like, I can go fishing 300 times now. Okay.
Yeah.
Later Big the Cat fishing games, later on in the game, cost like more. I think like 8 coins per cast. But you get that many, like that times more stuff, you know what I mean, like tokens.
Yeah, so at least it saves you some time.
Exactly, it is just a time saver. Yeah. It's like the reward is multiplied by 8, the cost is multiplied by 8. So it's gonna take less time, but like now I have, I think, like 700 fishing coins. So I'm okay, when I want to spend 2 hours doing this, I mean, I know where to go.
Yeah, get all the stuff.
Yeah, luckily the song that plays during that part rules. Like, it might be my favorite track in the game. Also, the soundtrack fucking is incredible.
Yeah, I know I talked about it on Twitter. This Sonic has a canonical fuck in this. In the soundtrack.
It doesn't happen in game. I think they changed fuck to fight in the game. Yeah.
But yeah,
the studio version, they do say fuck.
Yeah, it says like fuck the pain away, which
fuck
is
the
like,
pain away, my bed is in ruins. Yep.
What a fucking hardcore lyric for like
it's
for a Sonic thing.
Dude, the boss fights in this. So in the I guess the core loop of the game is you go to a new island, you got to find the Chaos Emeralds. Basically, like it Metroids you every island. Like you're Super Sonic, and then he gets hit, and then the emeralds go like scattered.
And you gotta find them on those islands.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So each island you have to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds again. And so you do various things. You have to like do the stages in order to get keys, which unlock the Chaos Emeralds. And then there's like there's these memory tokens that you have to get to interact with NPCs like Amy and Knuckles and Tails. And you do all that, you get your Chaos Emeralds, and then you go like you do like a mini game type thing, and then you fight the boss as Super Sonic. And the Super Sonic boss fights go so unnecessarily hard. Like,
yeah,
they have like screamo music playing, and you're like just fucking, you're like battling a kaiju essentially, and it's the boss fight mechanically itself is like, it's fun. It's a boss fight,
Yeah.
But yeah, just like the music and the presentation of it, and like the cutscenes go so hard from like kind of no reason. I'm like, there's no real emotional like weight behind this fight. It's just another robot. But like Sonic's fighting like his fucking life is on the line, even though he's literally invincible in this moment. So
yeah, I love me a good like cinematic boss fight.
Totally,
like
yeah.
Like Metal Gear Rising has just some of the best boss fights in the game.
Yeah.
I remember the not the God of War Ragnarok, the new one that's come out.
Oh yeah. 2018?
Yeah, the 2018 one.
Yeah.
That there's like a boss fight really early on with like some guy.
Oh, with
and you're like throwing each other through mountains and stuff.
With what's his name? Baldur.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, it's been since 2018 when I played that game.
Yeah.
But
Stu was wait, can we say that you were
I think so.
Stu was a tester.
Yeah,
I tested before anybody else.
Yeah.
Well, not anybody.
But I gave them loads of feedback on stuff, and I think all they wanted to know was my thoughts on the crafting system.
You played the whole game just to tell them about the crafting system?
Yeah, like I would be like, "Oh, I thought this was really cool." They're like, "Okay, cool. Did you understand the crafting system? Like, did it make sense to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, no. I mean, it was really simple, so it totally meant it." They're like, "Okay, cool." And I was like, "Yeah." And then there's this other stuff that, were you able to find enough items, or were you? So, like in retrospect,
that's so interesting. Like that. What, like, one, that they would have you play through the whole game just to access the crafting system, but also like that they would bring in playtesters specifically just to ask them about one facet of the game. You know what I mean? Like you would think you would. I don't like, what do I know? I'm just a music guy, but like, were I running that for some reason, I would probably want to ask everybody what they thought about all the different facets of the game, right? Because they've all experienced it, It's very strange.
Yeah, I also found a bug in the game, and maybe it was just a build, maybe they already knew it, but like I started a new game and I had all these like glitches going on, and I was like, "Hey, this is what's happening," and they're like, and the guy just looked at me like he didn't care. I was like, "Cool, all right, well anyways, I'm gonna go play this mess."
That's crazy. You get paid to do that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was not bad. I think I don't remember what I got paid, but I think I got like it was like 8 hours a day, and I think I got I don't think it was more than minimum wage, but I got something like that.
It's minimum wage to play video games, you know, like
Honestly,
if rent didn't suck so much ass, like I'd be a lot more down with that. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
Like if I could pay rent and like not be destitute on minimum wage, like sure, yeah, I will do that. Just play video games, you know.
Absolutely.
Tell them about bugs they don't give a fuck about, you know.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Let me do that whole thing. Yeah, and there's like other opportunities to do it. It was super fun.
Yeah.
Though it was funny. I remember being like by day like by that like Thursday night. So I was there like Monday through Friday. By that Thursday night, I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. Like I'd kind of like usually like when you kind of get bored with a game, you step away from it.
Yeah,
you play
yeah,
something
yeah.
different. This is like, well, you have to keep playing this one game.
That's very
so you're like, okay, I guess I'm going to try to 100% it.
Yeah.
That can get kind of old after a while.
That's very true.
There's a Valkyrie fight that is like a secret boss kind of thing.
Oh.
And it is legitimately stupid hard.
Really?
Like, a lot of people who've done it, like that's their like breaking point. And it was really, and I just had nothing else to do. So I eventually powered through it. I don't think I would have done it otherwise, but it was funny being in the room with other people, like, and just hearing them screaming and like getting super mad. And I was like, why are they getting so mad? And then I got to that part. And I was like, oh,
now you know.
Oh, because that game is like not super hard.
Not particularly, no.
But that fight is unfair. Just unfair.
That's fucked up. Is it like cool looking at least? Like, does it have cool set piece moments? Okay.
Yeah. The problem is it's like you fight like 6 Valkyries and they're all basically the same.
Okay.
Just this one's just like, whereas the others had tells that like took a little while so you could see what was going on.
Yeah.
This one, they played the tells so fast that you're like, you know, and it was really frustrating because it basically had a move where it would fly up in the air and then instantly come back down on top of you. So if you didn't dodge like the moment it started thinking about going up, it was going to fly up, step on you, and then stomp on you, and you just had to watch this animation that was going to take out like 90% of your health.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That sounds frustrating.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. It's
Well,
not a good fight.
Good on you beating that.
Yeah.
Real pro gamer in the building here.
When you have 8 hours and you've done everything else in the game, I got time.
Got to do something.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fucking crafting.
Yeah. Yeah. So does Sonic have crafting in it?
No.
Thank
no.
God.
The catfishing mini game is kind of the it's not, it doesn't even really come close. It's just a de facto shop really. But
I just assumed it would because like just modern games just have crafting now.
Yeah. Where they for some reason picked up these modern contrivances that don't like it's the skill tree. So like in a trailer or like I don't know, like a teaser type thing. My phone's going off. I am an unprofessional podcaster.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah, I fucked up, and it's gonna happen again. What was I saying? So in one of the like teasers, like maybe a couple of weeks before the game actually came out, they were like showing some of the mechanics, and the guy voicing it says, "For the first time, Sonic has a skill tree." It is the most fucking nothing skill tree. It has like 10 nodes total maybe, and it just branches in like 2 directions, and like so we start the skill tree. You get your first skill. It's called the Psy Loop. It's like the main gimmick of the game. You can hold triangle and you draw a line.
Yeah,
draw penises in the Among Us and stuff, you know.
That's where the blue line comes out of Sonic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you like draw a line or if you draw a circle around an enemy, it works as a launcher, and then you could like go up in the air and do like a quick Psy Loop, and it'll like spike them back down to the ground and stuff like that. It's kind of cool, but and also it's kind of the like, you know, it's the inspect button. Like if you're out and like something looks off, you draw a circle around it, then like sometimes it'll reveal a secret or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the first one you get, and then from there you can go left and get like some skill or whatever, the first projectile. You can go right and you get like some other move. They both cost the exact same amount of skill points. Like the next one is like it's like 5 each, but like the one on either side of like the next one on either side costs like 10. And with the amount of XP that you're getting, it's going to be like a good, decent little while of playtime before you get to 10. So like I've unlocked the first one and then I get to 5 skill points. I'm like, I can wait for no reason and get this one that costs 10 in the same direction, or I could just go in the other direction and spend another 5 and get it. So yeah. I guess what I'm saying is like, it's not a fucking tree. There is a kind of set, like more or less a set order of like what skills you're going to be picking up and when. It's just a matter of like, do I want this one right now or this one? It's always just a 50-50 chance. No other. And kind of all the moves you unlock with them are more or less functionally the same. They're kind of like, I think 7 out of the 10 moves are just like little cinematic like finisher type moves. Like the
Okay.
camera just like shows like locks on Sonic. You no longer have any control, and you just watch him do the move until it's done.
Oh, okay.
And like it takes a couple of seconds. And like they look cool, they're neat, but like the combat is like kind of, it's brainless, but like in kind of an enjoyable way. You know what I mean? Like it's dumb, but like I got to watch Sonic do a bunch of nifty stuff.
Yeah, I mean, not everything needs to be super in depth.
No, yeah,
right?
it's platformer combat is what it is.
Yeah.
It is combat that is not meant to be the main focus of the game. It's just funny that they kind of tried to make it out to be a little bit. There's a parry.
Boy.
There's a parry that like it is not timing dependent. In fact, if you try to time it with the enemy attack, you're probably going to fuck it up. You can just but if you hold L1 and R1, you will parry whatever happens. It doesn't matter if you started holding it 5 seconds before the attack comes, you will parry it perfectly.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then there's a counter attack you can do out of it. So like
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have the mechanics be fun and brainless than like extremely difficult.
Yeah.
You know? Like I can get behind a game having like tech and ways to get advantages, but like, you know, when you start playing like an action game and it's like expecting me to do like fighting game inputs,
yeah,
like in the middle of combos, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like I have a hard enough time with combos that are like X pause XX.
Yeah,
you know? Like no, I'm a big dumb monkey man. I'm gonna just keep hitting X.
Those pause combos. I play a lot of Devil May Cry and stuff, but like those pause combos are like one of the more challenging things to do in the heat of battle. You know, like it's fine enough like when you're just hitting a target or something like that, but like, or just swinging at nothing. But like when you're actually like trying to manage, like I'm going to hit this guy and then this attack is going to come in and I'm going to dodge it, blah, blah, blah. Like that could be a little challenging, actually.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel decent at some of them in Revengeance.
Oh, sure.
Just because I've played that game so many fucking times.
Yeah.
But that skill for some reason doesn't transfer over.
Yeah.
Right. Like I played Devil May Cry 5 and I was like, yeah, I play Revengeance all the time. I'm going to be so good at this game. And that game kicks my ass.
DMC 5 is like, DMC in general. It's a tough one. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, it's definitely a learning curve for sure. Sonic is not that. It's you mash square. And then as you unlock more abilities, there are other buttons to press as well. It doesn't super really matter which one you press. Just press them.
Perfect.
There is a combo gauge. There's a combo gauge that if you fill it up, it like Sonic starts doing like. Have you watched Bleach at all?
Not really.
Have you seen the scene?
I've only seen the live action movie.
Does Ichigo get the Bankai in that?
I'm gonna say no because I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck. This comparison doesn't work. Then. You haven't seen much Naruto.
Nope.
Son of a bitch. Can you imagine a cool anime thing where a guy's teleporting around hella fast and hitting the other guy a bunch?
Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, he does that. He does that pretty much. Do they do that? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Come on.
He's just like teleporting super fast. Like every punch, he teleports to a different angle and then punches more. And it looks cool.
It's cool that they made Sonic fast in this game.
Yeah.
It kind of seems to be the thing that I'm getting.
You can actually like, you start fast and then you spend those cocos to get faster. And this is the paradoxical thing about that ring capacity thing I was talking about earlier. When you hit max capacity, like at the beginning of the game, it's 400. When you have 400 rings, it like doubles your top speed. You just go stupid ass fast until you get hit.
Okay.
And it can be a little bit of a challenge to not take damage when you're going that fast, but it's a lot of fun.
Is it when you have 400 plus rings or is it max?
Today or yesterday, I had max rings, which I like 412 because like I upgraded it a couple times. So it's like, why the fuck am I doing this? And then just for shits and giggles, I upgraded it again while having top speed. Like my top speed improved. And in so doing, made it so I did not have max rings anymore. So I lost that boost until I got another 6 rings.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
Video games stopped having that problem like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like I said, there are just decisions that have been made in this game that I'm like, I don't get it. Where you got to walk me through this. Like,
yeah,
it just makes you play pinball at one point.
Yeah, and like you have to win the pinball.
You have to get 5 million, 5 with 6 zeros points in order to progress. It took a while, and I'm not a slouch at pinball. Like I know how pinball is played.
Yeah,
That's
Buck
tough.
wild, dude. Yeah, no, it's tough too, especially when it's like you just want to get back to the other game. You know,
Yeah.
like you did a really good job on this other thing. Why are you making me do? It's same thing going back to like Platinum Games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like fucking Bayonetta 1. There is that mission where like you're flying towards a city on a rocket.
Yeah, the space harrier mission.
Yeah. Oh,
dude. Yeah, no, this is exactly. Yeah, I mean, like that was made in conjunction with Sega at the time, as I recall. This is just a Sega philosophy, I guess. Because Balan Wonderworld is not a Sega game, but it was directed by Yuji Naka, who directed the original Sonic games.
Yeah.
That also has just bewilderingly nonsensical functions. Like there's one that turns
the whole
into
game is nonsense.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Yeah, there's one of the outfits you can get turns you into a box at random.
What the fuck?
You can press Y or whatever to turn into a box, but also sometimes it just happens. And also you slide when that happens.
My God.
So if you were near an edge, it can just like, oh, box time, and then you just slide off of it. Yeah, they're like. It's kind of got a little bit of that stank on it, Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
In a way that I find like very charming, but I know is going to piss a lot of people off.
Yeah. I think people are saying that it's like a very like 7 out of 10 game. And I think that's like fine. Like, I think that's good for what you want out of a Sonic game.
It's
you know? Like it, because it sounds like it could have been so much worse.
Yeah. Like, no, exactly. Like this is for everything else. This is a Sonic ass Sonic game in a way that I don't think there has been in quite some time.
Yeah. Well, and the vibe I have talking with you, kind of looking at things, is like this doesn't seem like a game where like they gave it their all and they had infinite time and resources. This seems like a game that's like they managed to make something good out of what could have been a disaster.
I think this is a game that like it tries so many new things, and a lot of them work and a lot of them don't, but like it has built so much that can then be built upon in future games. I think I can't remember. It wasn't Izuka, but it was like because he's like a producer on this game. I can't remember the name of the director on this particular Sonic game, but he said he made a tweet like recently saying like, hey, I'm really glad people are enjoying Sonic Frontiers, and like they translated it a little funky, but like the translation came out as like he referred to it as a playtest, which I don't think meant like this is a beta test game, but like this is something that like if it goes well, they're going to expand upon it. Like in the same way that the last several mainline Sonic games have all had the boost system, like since Sonic Generations.
Yeah.
So like this is sort of their new system, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah. So I guess to kind of we've talked about some of the issues in the game and stuff like that. What's your favorite thing about this game?
You can go real fucking fast. You can go real fucking fast. Like this is the first the open map, the open world maps are all pretty damn big. But at no point have I thought, man, I wish there was a fast travel system, because you can haul ass anywhere. Like you can go so fast. And also, instead of doing the Ubisoft tower thing, there are towers, but they're not related to like expanding the map much. But there are little challenges everywhere that as like when you complete them, and they can be anything. It's like get from point A to point B as fast as possible. It can be like put a ball through a hoop, whatever. When you do that challenge, it opens up like a little, it fills in a little splotch on your map. Not a very big one, but like when it does that also, it will connect another piece of this like rail highway, essentially. Like it'll open it up. So like as you open up more and more of the map, you have these like this network of rails that can just kind of take you anywhere. You just hop on a press boost and you just go super fast. So like, yeah, it's just so much fun to move around in, and like the feeling of like at no point do I go like, I have to go over there. Oh man, I'm like, oh, all right, no problem. Like, just traversal is so much fun. I think as it should be.
Yeah, because that's kind of what you want out of a Sonic game is like the act of moving to not suck.
Yeah, and sometimes they haven't always pulled that off, but this I think pulls that off better than like any other Sonic game in recent history.
Yeah,
like I think Adventure 2 is like has been my favorite one to control up until this point. Generations is really good, but like the Adventure 2 is like was my top. This might dethrone it. I need more time with it, but
fucking Generations doesn't have a fucking working light speed dash, so
Generations Lightspeed Dash is one of the worst ones, I think.
Oh, it's so bad, dude.
So finicky. You need like frame perfect timing.
I think that's what stopped me from like wanting to speedrun that game was that Chemical Plant Zone. Like the third or fourth thing you do is like, all right, Lightspeed Dash, and like I can't. It's not even like, oh, I'll get the hang of it eventually. It is like, I feel like I've got like a 10% chance of getting it right.
Yeah.
And I'm hitting the button. I'm like looking it up. Like what am I doing wrong? I have to be doing something wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. This
I blame you, Sonic.
the Lightspeed Dash does work like pretty much exactly as you would hope it would in this one. You see a trail of rings, you press in the left thumbstick, and you will follow that trail of rings until there are no more rings. The one sad thing about it is that like if you do that on the ground, Sonic does kind of stop like at the end of that. He doesn't just continue running.
That's a shame.
So like it kind of throws a wrench into your like speed strats. I've been trying to route some of the so there's the open world levels like area, and then there's smaller cyberspace levels inside, like which it's just like a track from Sonic Generations.
Okay.
Like, it's just like you start here, get to this point, there's a big ring that you run through when you did it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Like there are actual levels in it. It's not just an open world Banjo-Kazooie like collectathon type thing. What if Banjo-Kazooie was good? What was I saying? Yeah, so like
that banjo heads.
It's a better animal mascot. I'm sorry. What was I saying?
Lightspeed Dash, speed strats, levels.
Yeah. Oh, I've been working on a lot of speed strats and stuff, and I've been seeing a lot of like cool, speed run techniques already being developed for this. Like, I think the speed running community is going to go crazy with this one. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to like eventually watch like the AGDQ or something like that for this Sonic game, because it seems like it's fast.
Yeah,
and that's like all I want.
Totally.
And there's decisions that you probably have to make and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they'll find the optimal route soon enough.
Yeah.
But,
routing every little thing is like it can be really technical, because like you have your double jump, which you can do you can only do once, but it refreshes every time you like homing attack something or bounce off of a spring or something like that. You have an air dash that you can only use it once per trip into the air, and it only refreshes once your feet touch ground. Like if you bounce off of an enemy, if you bounce off of the spring, that does not refresh.
Doesn't care.
Yeah. So like figuring out exactly when to use your air dash and stuff like that can like drastically improve or like worsen your time. I got to figure
too that there's going to be stuff where it's like, oh man, if you air dash at this thing, you can like sequence break and all that jazz.
Oh yeah. No, that's 100% a thing. And I think that's kind of part of the charm of the game is like, even in the open world, I like, you look up and it's like, oh, there's a big ledge up there that like it has an item that I want, and I could do this like series of obstacles that the game wants me to do, or if I get max rings and then run at this pebble just right, it's going to launch me into the stratosphere and then I can land on it, stuff like that. That happens constantly. Like you're just bombing it down a hill or something like that, and all of a sudden you're in space. Like it's wonderful. It is a really fun physics system to play around with.
Oh, that's so good. That's so excellent.
Yeah. It's great. I'm really enjoying it.
I can't believe it. I'm genuinely surprised that and I mean, like we've talked about it before. Like it did seem for a while that this was going to be decent, but
yeah.
I can't believe that there's like a good Sonic game right now.
It's not
made by somebody else.
Yeah, and like it's like this is the best Sonic game that's come out in a long ass time. Like I think I wouldn't put it in my like as my number one yet, but I think with more time with it could end up there.
Wow.
Like it's great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll see if we can dethrone Sonic 06 for me.
Yeah. That is the one
tough order.
Yeah. Sonic 06 is a fun time,
It honestly is really like it's a perfect like beers with the friends kind of game.
Absolutely.
Like even the cutscenes are so bafflingly odd that they're enjoyable.
Yeah. That was a sorry, I'm just got more Sonic stuff. There were a good handful of reviews that had a problem with like the seriousness of Sonic Frontiers' story. And I think it's kind of the same mentality, and like I've seen these comparisons on Twitter and stuff like that. It's sort of the same mentality that people take with like Kingdom Hearts, where it's like, this is a silly concept. Why is there drama happening? You know what I mean? Like, why is Goofy dead? But it's like I mean, yeah, it's silly. It's a little goofy that they're cartoon animals doing this serious thing, but we've seen what happens when Sonic, like the game itself, like pokes itself and goes like, "Oh, see how silly this is." We don't want that.
Yeah,
I think Frontiers does a good job of like, there's a good amount of drama. The stakes are high, you know, but like it's not. I wouldn't call it overly melodramatic for the most part.
I think Sonic also has kind of a weird spot that it exists in, where it's like there's Sonic fans and then there's everybody, and then there's like gamers, you know, and everybody thinks they know Sonic, but the Sonic fans are kind of on a different level.
Yeah.
And like regular gamers are always like, why is Sonic doing this? I'm like, you've been out of the loop for a minute here, you know?
Yeah. The big problem I think with Sonic fans is like, and this is the thing that's gonna get people showing up at our houses. The big problem I think
I've got my blue shotgun and I'm tired of your shit.
Exactly. We're just gonna have to be, you know, we're Second Amendment people now. We gotta arm ourselves against the oncoming hordes. But like, I think the big problem is that like, and particularly with Sonic fans, I think is that like, what they want from Sonic is more of their favorite Sonic, whichever one that ends up being. If you were somebody who grew up in like, you know, say you were of the appropriate age in like, you know, 99 to 2001, you probably want your games to be like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. If you were a little older, you probably want your games to be more like the Genesis trio and Mania. If you're like younger, maybe you want it to be a little more like, I don't know, Unleashed Colors, name your fucking poison. And the problem is just throwing stuff from the other games into the new one is not the way to like if Sega listened to what these fucking Howler monkeys were asking for, it would be a terrible, shitty fucking game.
Yeah.
Like all the people who acted like the world was ending when it turned out that you could hop on a rail and press the boost button instead of like accidentally sliding backwards if you didn't pick up enough momentum beforehand. If those people were listened to, this would be a much shittier game. You got to give the people what they want, not what they ask for.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job of that in this.
No, I think that's the way to go. I think they managed to get Sonic. They got the word fuck in there without having a character say it, which is,
because Shadow's not in it. So
Shadow,
like, he's going to show up next time. And
what the fucking shit is all this fuck?
What's up, cunts? I'm the ultimate life form.
That'll be the DLC, the M-rated Sonic DLC.
I'm so ready for episode Shadow in this. Yeah,
just violently shooting robots.
I mean, like in Sonic Forces, there's an episode Shadow, and like his is the origin story for the main bad guy, Infinite, in the game. And like pretty much all Shadow does is like he finds this like this guy attacks him because he's like breaking into Eggman's base for whatever reason. And this jackal attacks him, and Shadow just like violently whoops the shit out of this dude, like Dragon Ball Z style, is like knocking him around, teleporting to where he's gonna fly, and then hits him again and stuff, and like just beats the piss out of him effortlessly, and just like calls him names and then takes off. And the guy gets so offended by it that he like he doesn't sell his soul, but he basically goes insane for power. that's the game. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's just do that again. Shadow just show up and brutalize somebody for some reason.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's what I want. I mean, especially like Sonic 06 has Mephiles or whatever, which is just Shadow without a mouth.
Yeah.
And I think that's somehow based off Shadow. I don't really understand the story of that game.
One of these days.
Yeah, one of these days, man. What a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm gonna pick up Sonic Frontiers soon.
Yeah.
I think it's like I put it on my wish list. I'm like, I'll get it on sale. I'm like, I might not wait.
I think it already went on sale on PS5 or something like that.
Oh,
like there were
interesting.
retailers having it for like $39 or something. I'm not sure what the deal is. Like if it's like a early holiday sale, or if they just like if it got shut out so hard by like God of War and shit, but that they just lowered the price. I don't know. But
yeah, well, because we are in this bubble where it's like you and I have been like on the Sonic Frontiers hype train for a minute. That like if other people aren't excited in buying this game, I'm gonna be like, what do you mean?
Well, the sales numbers seem to be really good. Like it had like Mania was the most recent, like was like a record breaker. I think I don't remember if it was like concurrent players or if it was like purchases within a certain amount of time. Frontiers, I think, did like 5 times that.
Oh shit.
So like, yeah, I mean, people are buying it, you know, and
okay,
like,
that's good.
it's overwhelmingly positive on Steam. Still, I think, you know, like people seem to be reacting pretty well to it for the most part. Obviously, not everybody's going to like every game, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Sonic's kind of like an underdog in a way when it comes to video games.
A little bit. Yeah.
Like everybody wants a Sonic game to be good, but so many of them are so rough. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's heartbreaking every time. It's like your friend addicted to drugs. It's like, please just don't clip through the wall. Oh no, he's clipping through the wall.
Yeah. It's a real bummer that they chose Sonic Colors to remaster, because it just kind of brought to light how not great that game was.
I never played that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
It's what introduces the Wisps, you know, the little alien guys that give you superpowers. They're in a couple levels in Generations.
Okay, I never got super far. I basically only played Green Hill Zone,
the important one.
Yeah, and I think I have about 10 hours in that game. So
10 hours of Green Hill Zone.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that level.
There you go. Yeah. I got dethroned. I'm a 4th place now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Green Hill Classic. I got to come back.
Yeah, you got to stop playing Frontiers.
Yeah,
dude.
I got work to
do. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I got nothing else that's that exciting, so we can move into Utena unless you want anything else.
No, that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Well, then in that case, yeah, we watched when you weren't playing Frontiers, we watched Utena, Revolutionary Girl Utena.
That's right.
1997, kind of one of. I didn't realize it was such an influential anime until we started watching it.
I knew it had a lot of influence on just like the zeitgeist of anime in general, but like I did not realize how much it influenced certain things.
Yeah,
like most notably right now, Gundam Witch from Mercury, and also like Kill la Kill.
Kill
has
la
a lot
Kill
of that DNA too.
Yeah, it's wild. Like watching this, I was like, "That's a Kill la Kill. That's in Kill la Kill. That's in Kill." Like I kept pointing at things, and I'm like, "Ryuko does that. Wait, that looks like that character.
Yeah.
This character's kind of like this thing." You know,
Wakaba, I think her name is. It's just Mako.
It's just Mako.
It's Mako, but she's like boy crazy.
Yeah. There's that. There's the outfit that Utena wears is like a black and red, like alternative school uniform that the other kids don't wear. It's dead on.
It's
not
exactly like other girls. Air horn. She says it is interesting in the first episode. Some faculty member or another who's never seen again comes up and starts like lecturing her, like, "Why are you wearing that? Why don't you wear the usual uniform?" And she's like, the boys seem just fine with it. None of the other boys wear that uniform. That is just hers.
Yeah, there's a line
did she dye it maybe?
Yeah, like a character says to her, like, "Why do you dress like the boys?" And I was like, her outfit does not seem like a boy's outfit. Like, other than the fact that it's black, maybe.
Yeah, like it looks, I guess it kind of has a slight resemblance to that like military-ish jacket thing that they wear.
Yeah,
you know?
But all the boys are in green.
Yeah, the colors in like the actual like style of it are just completely different.
And they have pants.
Yeah,
too.
And
like she's wearing like shorts.
Yeah, she's got like biker shorts on.
Yeah. Her outfit is not like the boys.
No.
What?
It's just hers. You know? I guess. No, I don't think I'd look at shorts like that and be like, "That's a boy's uniform." Maybe for PE.
It's even got like frills too.
It does.
You know. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. You want to lay down a little short summary of this show for folks?
So at this extremely well-funded middle school, yeah. Utena is already a student. She's not a transfer student or anything, but she's just been around. Bit of an oddball, bit of a quirkster. Ladies really love her though. She sees this gal named Anthe getting slapped up by her fiance. And I just have to, I'm very glib about this, but you have to understand, she gets slapped so many fucking times in this show.
So many times.
It's
poor girl.
It's just like, I know that's just, you know, like this is kind of like it feels almost like it's inspired by like, you know, drama, like the stage, like a lot of melodrama and stuff like that. And that's just, you know, sometimes you got to ratchet up the tension. Somebody's got to get slapped. But oh man, she just gets popped for no reason all the time.
Yeah, it's always her. But
always her. Anyway, so she sees that, and then that same guy, he does something really shitty to her friend Wakaba. He posts a love letter that she sent him. He posts it on the bulletin board. Utena takes great offense at this, challenges him to a fight. Turns out he is one of a member of elite duelists that all happen to be part of this student body council for some reason. He's one of these elite duelists. He possesses a rose ring that Utena also has. She has one of them too. And that entitles the both of them to go to this forest duel arena in the sky and sword fight. And whoever wins the sword fight gets to be engaged to Anthe, the lady that he was slapping earlier. Utena wins. And now she and Anthe are engaged, and other people don't really care for that. They don't want her to be engaged to Anthe. Utena herself doesn't really want to be engaged to Anthe, it seems, for now. But but yeah, she's not going to back down from a fight. So there we have it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the whole thing. Is it's like other people that there's the student council seems to have this like larger destiny going on, and she's just kind of caught in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Just trying to find the prince who gave her that ring.
That's right. Yeah. I thought that was supposed to be like, maybe not like a metaphor, but like a bit more world building and not like Utena's actual backstory.
I'm not sure which one it is because it comes up a couple times. She even has a dream where she's like, that was the fucking guy who gave me the thing.
Yeah.
You know? She said, fuck, just like Sonic. Yeah, I'm not really sure which it's supposed to be because you are right. It's told in a very fairy tale type
way. Like
way.
a once upon a time type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this whole world is very fairy tale-y.
Very.
Right? Like it's kind of this like neo-Victorian school that doesn't really seem to exist in reality.
No, yeah. And they have like a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern style like narrator people.
Yeah.
Who are just shadow girls. Shadow Girl A and Shadow Girl B.
Yep. And they like set up the something vaguely related to the duel that's about to happen.
Like vaguely, but then it gets more and more abstract because like in the last episode we watched, they were talking about camping. And I was like, we're going to go camping? Because they're talking about like cooking curry.
Yeah.
And stuff.
And
but
and
they
that's
go camping next episode maybe?
Well, because episode 8 and 6 got swapped in their air releases. And episode 8 is about curry or something like that. Or has curry in the title at least. So that might have been part of it.
Wait. So
episode 8 and 6 got swapped in their release order.
But in that episode we watched, that was about the girl, I can't remember her name, but the girl and her tiny boyfriend. That didn't have anything to do with curry.
Right. But the 8th episode does.
But why in the 6th episode do the Shadow Girl talk about curry then?
Because maybe they didn't have the 8th one ready.
Oh.
They just had that curry one ready or something.
So they swapped out parts from episodes.
Okay.
I
think that's part of it. That said, like there's also a part where they talk about pirates and shit. And
also true.
Yeah, and I didn't really understand what that had to do with anything.
Pirates also sword fight.
Oh, I take it back. They're on it.
There have been gay pirates before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's worth bringing up. The show's got a really like strong lesbian energy to it.
Oh yeah. Utena does not seem to be particularly thrilled with the concept of being engaged to Anthe, but that said, she like receives a lot of positive attention from her female classmates and stuff, and seems very cool with that. And she states like she wants to be like a prince who saves the princess.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't really care about the guys who like follow her around or anything like that. She's, so there's a lot of that going on. The theme, the opening is very like, prince and princess, but with Utena as the prince and Anthe as the princess.
Yeah.
So
they do that cool part where they're both like riding on the horses through the sky. That's really neat.
Yeah. With the armor.
Yeah.
The weird armor.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Visually, I really love the just visual style of this. Like there's so many cool like things that they do. Like there's parts where like there'll be a gaggle of students talking about something, and it'll kind of show from this like very side profile angle, like wide angle of a bunch of people, and they're all silhouettes against like a blue sky or something like that. I think that stuff was just so pretty. That was really neat.
They do a really good job with the silhouettes too of the different characters.
Yeah,
because every character kind of has it's that 90s anime of like every character has a bright color hair
Yep.
and like that's their personality.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
so like they do a thing with the silhouettes that I really like, where the backgrounds become very simple and basically just black, and then the characters are like a much more simple version of themselves.
Yeah.
But their entire body is like a flat color of like in Utena's case, her hair is pink, so her silhouette is pink.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
green hair asshole guy turns green,
Yeah.
etc.
It's the weird slapping samurai guy.
God, that fucking asshole.
Guy sucks.
That guy sucks so hard. So I guess let's talk about. So in this first episode, like, the like inciting incident is essentially like, or like the thing that kind of brings Utena and Anthony together is this fucking guy who will not stop slapping Anthony.
Yeah.
He's due to the rules of the school game here. Like he is engaged to, despite them both being in middle school,
Yeah.
they are engaged to each other.
Yeah.
And the wording is that he is allowed to do anything he wants to her.
So he says.
Yeah.
The rest of the council does like express concerns like, hey, stop slapping your fiance. Maybe don't do that,
Yeah.
please. And he's like, I'm going to do it anyway. And
Yep.
then, so he
It's super fucked up.
slaps Anthe, goes for another one, but the guy with the red hair, Toga, stops him. And then Utena sees that and she's like, oh, that's too far. That's fucked up. But doesn't intervene. She's like too far physically and also like doesn't know any of these people. And then her call to action is him fucking with Wakaba, like her friend. Yeah.
Yeah. Those two things kind of come together because like right before Utena duels green hair guy, he slaps fucking Anthe again.
Yeah, like they're at the dueling arena.
And like slap, she falls to the ground like so hard. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And this happens too, and like it's wild. I think we hit 6 episodes. There were 5 different slaps.
There were 5. There were 3 by that guy, and then 2 more by the jealous girl, who I don't think has a name. The one with the pigtails.
Yes, yeah. There's the gaggle of jealous girls led by her. Yeah.
With the darker brown.
Yeah, it's just poor Anthe, man.
Yeah.
Like just everybody's just trying to take it out on her.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of weird. She's a little quirked up, but like she's generally very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say like, I mean, there's a lot of episodes that we didn't watch, of course. So like, you know, I'm sure this changes at some point, but she's very docile, very subservient. And like, I know that's sort of her role because she has like, oh, I guess we haven't mentioned, she has like the power of Dios. Like she's chosen by God she has a sword in her chest. You can pull a sword out of her chest. She's not stabbed by it, but you can summon that. And that is supposed to be the key to like to bringing about the revolution, whatever that means.
So so there's this whole like insane, I think it's in the first episode, this like dump where they talk about this exposition dump. Nobody takes a shit. Where they talk about how the school council is, so if the world is like an egg, they are the chick that is going to break out of that shell.
Yeah.
You know? And in order to do this, they're going to need to bring about the end of the world or something like that.
Yeah.
And they'll be reborn as like different things and
or something
like that. And it seems like Anthe is like the key to this. You're middle schooler.
It's got to happen sooner or later, I guess.
And it's wild to me because like it's similar in Kill la Kill, right? Where like the entire city is run by the school essentially. And so it's like, but like that show is so over the top that you're like, okay, yeah, sure. This show, I hesitate to say like is grounded, but it's not over the top.
No,
not really.
Well,
there's some instances,
but some silly stuff that happens for sure.
Yeah, outside of like the metal theme song when she goes to duel somebody, it's not too ridiculous. Too ridiculous. Yeah, for anime at least.
Well, there's the part with like the snails. And
oh no, okay, maybe I take it back.
And there was like that entire 6th that was actually the 8th episode thing where the boxing kangaroo shows up to fight Nanami.
Yes,
and then gets knocked out by Toga. There's some silly like I don't want to say filler episodes, but episodes that don't have to do with the through line of, you know, dueling for Anthe's hand in marriage, that are very odd.
Yeah.
to be sure.
I feel like the first 3 episodes seem the first couple episodes seem a lot more focused on like the plot and like the overall thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
3 and 4, because they're like almost like a 2-parter. One is silly, then one goes back to the plot, and then like 5 and 6, no, sorry,
4 and 5 are the 2-parter. I think.
You're dead on. Yeah. So I guess it's more like the first half is very like grounded and like what's going to happen, and then the second half is a lot sillier for the most part.
The third episode. What happens in the third episode? Because first episode she fights green hair guy, whose name is
Jesus. I only wrote down.
Sionji.
I wrote down for episode 3. Stop slapping Anthe.
I wrote
and
that
like
too.
that was going to help me remember what episode it was. No, that's the one with the ball. Where they get the dresses.
Oh, that is episode 3. You're
That's
right.
episode 3.
Which also doesn't have it's a bit more grounded, but it doesn't have anything to do with the duels, anything like that. But
absolutely.
First episode we duel Sionji, green hair guy. Second episode we duel him again, and then third the ball. Fourth we introduce Mickey, and then fifth she duels Mickey.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go a few episodes without anybody dueling, and like up until episode 5, the only person she has even dueled is Sionji twice.
So, yeah. And I was kind of like, all right, okay, so let's talk about these duels.
Yeah.
Especially these first 2. So the way it happens is like she goes to a place, a magical thing happens. It's not like a transformation sequence necessarily, but she walks up like a million stairs.
So many stairs.
Up to the duel arena, and the whole time this like metal song is playing with like the just most fabulously perfect anime lyrics that are just translated in the oddest way. Where what is it?
Like, what is it? Absolute Destiny Apocalypse or something?
Absolute Destiny Apocalypse.
There we go.
Which sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Is and like they just say it like over and over. They say a bunch of other like equally insane badass stuff throughout it.
Birth certificate, baptismal records, Rao Fight the Power, stuff like that. I don't know.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely buck wild.
It's a really cool. The soundtrack in this is very good. Like just about all the music that happens.
Yeah, because the over the top stuff is like so over the top that I'm like, yeah, this music rules. And then the opening and outro are really good.
Yeah,
too.
totally.
But yeah, so these duels, so they open up with that, and then so the first couple episodes they fight green hair guy. I know you just said his name. Sionji. First, I was like, is every episode gonna be her, like we watch her go up the billion stairs for like 3 minutes and then she fights Sionji again?
Yeah. It's just have to fight. She fights him like 40 times over the course of the series.
39 episodes. 40 fights against Sionji.
Exactly. Yeah. Get 2 in 1 at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes back with a second health bar in episode 39.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Or you think he's dead, you go to leave, but then third form shows up. Yeah.
He's just like in the Cell games where Cell just shows up and like just one shots Trunks out of nowhere. He just sort of just sits up straight like the Undertaker, stands up, slaps Anthe one more time, and then round 2, let's go.
That's how he gets his power.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I wouldn't say the duels themselves, like if you're looking for like great shonen action, it's not really there, but they're pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the art direction and the animation style and stuff like that, including the fights. Like I think they're very neat.
Yeah, they have some interesting angles. There were a couple of fights where I'm like, it's hard to see what's going on, but this looks kind of cool.
Yeah,
you know.
And I think it's a bit more about like the drama of it than the actual like the kinetic sword play that's happening.
Yeah,
like the very first fight in episode 1 with Sionji, she challenges him. Because he's the kendo, he's the captain of the kendo club. She thinks they're going to like fight with the wooden, like the bamboo kendo swords in like a ring or whatever they fight in. And then they go into this, and he's got like an actual like saber with a blade and stuff, and she still has that bamboo sword. So like it gets cut like down to the hilt pretty much like almost immediately, and then they have their final clash, and she's like running at him with just the hilt, which kind of demonstrates like her grit and determination even in like the face of great disadvantage, and just completely clears them for no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, I think that's where a lot of the intrigue and the appeal comes from is just like the drama of what's going on, rather than like, oh, he did this cool spin move and she countered with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was kind of saying when we were watching it, like I think, at least for me, I focused very much on like the plot and the like this whole end of the world thing, and that these duels have like extreme importance in and of themselves, but it's really like the duels are just kind of a larger part of these characters dealing with each other.
Yeah, it's a way for them to like have this sort of head-to-head conflict without like and have it be resolved in a very quick and clean and easy kind of way.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like the duel in and of itself isn't mondo important, but it's all the stuff around it. Yeah, like you're saying, the drama.
Yeah, it's like plot wise, it's just sort of like who gets to be engaged to the living MacGuffin, Anthe. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, it's the action is certainly not the focal point of this, I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nor does it have to be.
Yeah, and I think it's fine. And I think that's where the latter episodes were kind of like a little bit of a whiplash, where it's like it is a lot more character focused, like like the 2-parter and then the 6th episode are about you getting to know Mickey and Nanami.
Yeah.
So, and like what's their whole deal and everything.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious because the opening shows Nanami with 2 blades, I think.
Yeah.
And so far, I mean, so she's Toga's little sister. Like Toga kind of seems like the big guy in charge. He's probably going to be like the last boss type of dude.
Yeah.
And she's his little sister and doesn't seem particularly inclined to fighting or anything like that. It doesn't seem particularly interested in this whole duel thing, if she even knows it exists. Yeah. She's just kind of hanging. She's like the Ojo-sama trope.
Yeah. She does the laugh.
Exactly. Yeah. She's got it all.
She's got it all. Yeah. Great character.
Oh, yeah,
I really like her.
Me too.
Just perfect evil lady.
Yeah. But like in like a Mean Girls kind of way, not like I'm gonna end the world kind of way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Does she have one of the rings or no?
Not that I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I was like checking. I think I was checking her hand at one point and did not see one.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe she gets into it at some point. Like maybe somebody gets expelled and she gets their ring. I don't know.
Yeah. Because we still don't know the deal with there's the girl with like the ribbon hair.
Yeah, the like orangish hair. Like the hair drills kind of. Yeah, don't know anything about her.
We don't really know what her deal is.
I'm still curious about Mickey's stopwatch. He keeps clicking that thing at like, and it makes sure to show you the time every time he does it.
Yeah.
But like, they're not even that close to each other. Like sometimes it's like 49 seconds. Sometimes it's like half a second, just random, just sort of clicking the stopwatch.
Because he'll be writing stuff down and then stopwatch.
Yeah.
And then stopwatch.
Yeah.
It's kind of like his whole thing. Yeah. I'm like, maybe we missed a line or something. Maybe I was eating a slice of pizza and I didn't read the subtitle, but
I didn't catch anything.
I didn't catch shit. Yeah. I don't know. But it's interesting that he's kind of become he's basically the 2-parter. 4 and 5 are about Mickey and his whole deal. And like I like that you spend a bunch of time with his character, and I thought it would lead up to the duel, and then the duel would kind of be the end of that. Yeah. And it seems like he's sticking around, and I kind of like that.
Yeah. And let me just state for the record, this isn't a case of dub poisoning. His real name is Miki, Miki, but he has a nickname Mickey, and they do pronounce it differently.
Yeah.
So
we watched the sub. We're cool.
Yeah. That's just like one of those things that bothers me a little bit. Like in the dub of Angel Beats, they pronounce Euripe as Euripe and stuff. Just real bad. So I want to make a point. His name is like canonically like nicknamed Mickey.
I wonder if this is one of the dubs where they change the characters' names because it's old enough.
I don't think so, because I watched some of this show dubbed way back when I was a young lad. We had a satellite TV and that came with the Funimation channel, and so I'd watch a bunch of like kind of like weird animes that not weird, but like stuff I hadn't really heard about, like from Adult Swim and whatnot, like Slayers and Kitty Grade and Revolutionary Girl Utena. And I'm pretty sure the names were the same in the dub.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like when they leave the names the same.
Me too.
It feels like an odd choice.
I'm kind of put off by when they do change it, honestly.
It's
like, as somebody with a name that people struggle with, I'm like, if people are going to struggle with the foreign name, tell them to fucking deal with it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's really funny. Yu-Gi-Oh's got like some big changes.
Yeah. Digimon too.
Which feels really funny that like, so like Joey is Joichi.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember any of the other changes.
Kristen and Taya have different names.
They do, yeah. Taya is whatever the word for peach is.
Momo?
It's something like that. I might be wrong. I don't know. So
I could be wrong. Fucking who knows?
It's something like that. I can't remember what it is. But it's funny to me because like they change all these names to like these very like American, like Joey, right?
Yeah.
But Yugi's still Yugi.
I mean, I feel like the connection to the name Yu-Gi-Oh would be kind of lost at that point.
Absolutely, yeah. But it's just so funny. It's like, hey, it's Tristan and Joey and Yugi. Like, okay, yeah. He didn't become like
Yug for short.
Yug,
the exchange student. Yeah,
yeah.
The implication being that like I guess Yugi is Japanese and has transferred to it, or maybe comes from like he's second, third generation, whatever.
Yeah,
and just. He's just the Japanese kid here.
Yeah, I guess so.
They do that in Digimon too. They kind of like they do that, but then they have to at one point acknowledge, like for the sake of the plot, there's no way around it, that they are in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there's a part where they're talking to it's Will. I don't know its fucking Japanese name, but the one with the guy who ends up becoming like the big bad from the movie. At one point, I think he sends a message warning people, but he speaks English. He's an American, and they're like, in English, you hear, "I don't think this guy can speak Japanese."
Incredible. Yeah. That's so good.
I could be messing up some details there, but yeah, that definitely happens a couple of times.
Is Pokemon Ash, Brock, and Misty, are those can't be their Japanese names,
Ash's
right?
name, I don't know Brock or Misty. I know that Ash's name is Satoshi in Japanese, and also Jesse and James are named Musashi and Kojiro, which are the names of two like famous samurai that had like a famous duel. Musashi won, Kojiro died. Yeah, it's like a famous Japanese, I don't know, folktale. I don't know if the guy was he probably lived. Like there was probably a guy named Musashi Miyamoto at some point. Maybe he had that duel with him. Maybe he didn't. I don't fucking know. But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Brave Fencer Musashi, PlayStation 1. You can learn all about it. It's not historically accurate at all. If there was history to it, I don't know.
Well, I think isn't Jesse and James, aren't they supposed to go to like Western thieves?
Jesse James, I think, was the name of the person.
That right? There's
that was like a famous bandit or something. Yeah. And then there was Butch and Cassidy. There was from like Pokemon Johto or whatever, like the other Team Rocket members.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Butch Cassidy is another. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good way of doing it. It's not a terrible thing, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm one of those like, I'm not a sub purist or anything like that. But like when it comes to names in particular, like, come on.
No, I agree.
Don't be a dick.
I agree 100%. Yeah. I like creative translations, but it's like, I don't know. I think especially these days, like Japanese names aren't so impossible to understand.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody's a fucking weeb now.
I feel like Japanese ones names, like by and large, at least like, people names are like pretty difficult to fuck up a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Like there's the whole like devoiced like I's and U's like Sasuke, stuff like that. But like that's the hardest thing they've got. That's still a lot easier for us than like someone who speaks Japanese reading the word Michael for the first time. You know what I mean? Like that's gotta be confusing.
Yeah.
Or Hugh.
I don't think like them naming the character Ash is like, as a kid, if I heard that his name was Satoshi, I would have never got into Pokemon.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's funny because I know they did it with Sailor Moon too, but I can't remember what Sailor Moon's name is supposed to be. I just know her as Usagi
Is her name not Usagi in English?
I'm pretty sure it's something different.
I've never
like
watched that dub.
Sarah or some shit like that.
Really?
It's not Sarah, but it's something. I want to say it's something like that.
If I were a 4Kids dub writer guy, I would probably name her Luna. Was it Luna?
It could have been something like that. I don't think so,
that's
though.
just, like, obvious.
I think the cat was named Luna. I'm talking out my ass.
I don't know.
I haven't seen the 4Kids version of Sailor Moon in a
It could
very
also
long
not
time.
be from 4Kids. I don't know.
No, I believe it was.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was the dub, and then they redid the dub sometime later where it was a little bit more accurate to the show.
Yeah.
Where like her name was Usagi and they said Usagi.
Yeah.
And all that jazz.
Speaking of 4Kids, they had the right idea. Don't change it. Just fuck it up accidentally like Zolo.
What's that one?
It's Zoro. But they named him Zolo in the 4Kids. Yeah.
Excellent.
Everybody else is like, Usopp is still Usopp. Sanji is still Sanji, but that's Zolo.
That's
with an L.
Zolo.
Yeah.
Is that One Piece or what?
That's One Piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's One Piece.
Dude, that's incredible. Did Naruto never got the name change treatment, did it?
No, everybody's that I can remember anyway is named what they were named.
Yeah, the pink hair girl didn't become like
No, they say the names
something.
badly a lot of the time, Sakura. But like, yeah, her name is still Sakura. Like, I think I can't. Maybe it was Sasuke. Maybe it was somebody else. I remember like somebody said like a first name like pretty accurately, and then just absolutely butchered their last name. It's like, my name is Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke. Like, well, you got half of it.
It's really fun with really older dubs kind of have that issue too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tracked down all of the like big green dubs and
Ooh.
speedy dubs and stuff like that.
Fun.
And just hearing like in the same dub, like several different ways of people saying Piccolo is just
How do you wait?
Piccolo, like just
That's not even. But that's a word in our language.
yeah.
That's,
Well, these dubs were made in other countries.
oh, okay.
Speedy dub was Taiwan or something like that.
Okay, I was gonna say it better not be Italian. I'm pretty sure that is an Italian, like a word of
Yeah,
Italian
yeah,
origin.
yeah. No, I don't think the big green. I want to say Speedy dub was like, yeah, it was something like Taiwan. Or something
Okay,
like that.
okay.
And they made an English dub, and they just as cheaply as possible, it seems like. And I believe it's either the Speedy dub or the big green dub is what the English version of Dragon Ball Z is based on. Right?
Interesting.
Because it wasn't a Japan straight to America. It was like Japan by way of like France or like Taiwan or something like that.
Yeah.
Then to America. So the Dragon Ball Z that we know is a translation of a translation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Some Dragon Ball lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something like that. I mean, I could be talking about my
Who
ass,
the
but
fuck
that's this
knows?
podcast.
I'm
so.
not going to check you on it.
Yeah.
We're not here to fact check. Facts don't care about your feelings. Well, we don't care about facts.
We
That's
care
how
about
I feel.
feelings only.
That's how you go Super Saiyan 3. That's how that works.
Hey,
What
Frieza.
the fuck were we talking
Hey,
about?
Frieza, facts don't care about your feelings.
Feelings don't care about facts. Perfect.
I think we were talking about Utena.
At some point.
Different
This,
names. Well,
this yerba's very good. It might be my new favorite. The Orange Exuberance.
Orange Exuberance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Been making my way through the various yerba mates.
Damn.
I thought enlightenment was but yeah.
the energy review of the podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I'm just drinking goat fuel again.
yeah. Still another cosign for the goat fuel. you know?
Honestly, I like it. I like it a lot.
There you go. Yeah, but I've got Orange Exuberance yerba mate. It's organic, whatever that means in this context.
It's nice for a drink to get the seal of approval from Battle School Dropouts.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The opposite of that. Every other time I drink an energy drink on
Yeah,
this
I feel
podcast.
like that's more likely.
Yeah.
Energy drinks, there's for some reason a lot of them aren't very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's whatever that sweetener is.
It's like aspartame.
Yeah.
Like, I
but
like
don't know.
aspartame and other stuff. I drink almost exclusively diet sodas these days.
No, me
know?
too.
Yeah.
There's something different in energy drinks. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like too sweet, but then zero sugar.
Yeah.
You know? Like I got a marshmallow Rockstar zero sugar, and
It
it
doesn't
was
sound good.
probably the sweetest drink I've ever had.
Did it
But-
taste like marshmallows?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
But like the idea of marshmallows.
The concept.
No, yeah. Marshmallows as a, if you drank them and ate them back to back, you'd be like, these are different.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, getting back to Utena, I want to talk about one of my favorite animes, Kill la Kill.
That's right.
There are so many Kill la Kill. I was going to say references in this. Kill la Kill has so many things from Utena. Like,
Yeah.
I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it earlier, the outfit is really similar, but even like Utena has her bag over her shoulder in the same way that Ryuko does it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the fact that it's about a student council that's trying to do this like take over the world kind of plot.
Yeah.
And and that there's several members of this council and all that. And even Kendo guy, his hair is green.
Yeah,
and
that's
he
true.
gets his butt kicked and he
He's
has to
kind
like
of a
find
dick.
the resolve to do it.
Yeah.
And he there's all this stuff. The only parallel we didn't see was musician girl and the disciplinary guy.
Yeah, there was no
Gamagori.
Gamagori stand-in.
Yeah.
And the music guy is one a guy, and also yeah, I mean he's just kind of he's part of the party now. It kind of seems like he's one of the buds, which is cool.
Yeah, no, I like his character.
Yeah, me too.
Well enough. Yeah. So it's interesting that there's like this parallel, and that she's at the school trying to figure out like what's going on, and that the council's kind of like against her, and she doesn't want to deal with them and all that. There's a lot of crossover personality wise between Ryuko and Utena.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. Like I think both of them in some way or another are kind of based on the same like overall like Japanese trope. I think it's called Sukeban, which is like you ever heard of a Bond show?
No.
Oh, fucking what's his name from fucking Yu Yu Hakusho? Pompadour.
Oh, Kuwabara.
Yeah, that's like the lady version of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like the tough, rough and tumble type of gal. You know? Yeah, I think they're both kind of like in ways based on that sort of archetype. Yeah, which I think really works for both of them. And like they sort of express that differently, but you can kind of see the DNA of it in both of them, which I think is really neat. Yeah. And I really like it. Made me like Utena more because I'm like, it's like my best friend Ryuko. There's your gal. Yeah. There's your bud.
Yeah.
She's got a cool sword. She's got a crazy gal pal.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the talking clothes, but
only downside.
Yeah, but she has a fiance who has a cool pet monkey with one hoop earring.
We did not talk about Choo Choo.
We have not talked about Choo Choo.
Choo Choo.
Or her box of snails and her pet mongoose.
Yeah, that was a very silly episode.
Yeah, that was a very silly episode.
But we got to touch on Choo Choo. Choo Choo is just kind of the like, I don't know, like it kind of looks like the little cat thing in Cardcaptor Sakura a little bit.
Oh,
but like a grimier version.
I was thinking he looked kind of like Apom, the Pokemon.
Oh yeah, he totally does. Yeah,
or like a monkey ball monkey a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Those big round Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah, because he's like a cross between like he's a monkey, but he's like the size of a rat.
Yeah.
And he's just this cute little guy who just does cute little things in the background.
He's a silly little dude.
Yeah, he's like that immortal sort of like cartoon character where he can get crushed, stepped on, choke, set on fire, and he'll just be in the next shot.
Yeah, it's just slapstick,
Yeah, nobody's ever concerned that Choo Choo's about to die.
No, he's just like fucking the green hair guy steps on him, and like nobody, not even Anthe, is concerned. Just like, oh, that happened. Yeah. Oh well, he'll be fine.
Yeah,
walk it off.
The immortal Choo Choo.
Exactly. Yeah. All powerful. He will be the one to have the power of revolution. I think he's going to win the last duel.
He's the one who's going to defeat Utena.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. And it'll be well deserved.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I like the little characters. I like the sillier stuff that they got into in the later episodes.
Me too.
With the snail box and all that. And
it's because I feel like the show would get very repetitive if like every episode somebody was like, I got a duel yet. Like it's like 6 combatants here, and like 2 of them are already neutralized. You know what I mean? We got 39 episodes, 33 more to go.
Yeah. And they don't really seem too keen on like raising the stakes as far as things go too.
Yeah.
Like at least in these first 6 episodes, there's never a part where like Utena's like, oh man, I've really got to take this seriously or something, you know?
I do wonder if maybe that changes like later on in the series, kind of like how like maybe I'm just thinking about this because I'm looking at your Ava 01 poster, but that's 01, right? I'm not tripping, right?
The purple one?
Yeah, like that's the model number, right?
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
Yeah, because Ray's is 00.
Yeah, and then Asuka's is 02.
02.
Yeah. I don't know, for some reason in my head, I think I got it confused with. I got it confused with the name from Custom Robo, like Ray 01 or whatever, in my head at some point. I don't know. My brain's a mess.
You're telling me.
But no, like, because Evangelion, like the first 10-ish episodes or something like that are like, with like more or less your standard fare, like, giant robot versus giant monsters, right? Like the weird shit starts, like, kind of comes in like, a little way in before the halfway point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I guess kind of the same is kind of true of Kill la Kill.
Yeah. So I'm kind of wondering, I need to go back and finish Kill la Kill, but I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be the case here. Maybe not. Maybe it does follow this formula until the end. It's fine either way.
Yeah. The feeling I have is in seeing these like kind of like sillier and funner sides to things, I think it's gonna go have more slice of life, like fun elements to it than it's gonna have like, and then eventually but like every once in a while there will be an episode where it's like, this is a duel to the death. Like if you lose this, you're gonna lose your wife, girlfriend.
Yeah, they don't actually, like, nobody gets hurt in the duels either. They wear roses on their shirt, and if you break the rose, you win.
Yeah.
So you just have to touch it.
Yeah, I think green hair guy kicks the shit out of Utena with one.
She goes like tumbling like several feet. After that, yeah.
And that's probably the most violence that I can think of. Nobody gets cut. There's no blood.
That's kind of that is the most violence anyone has, with the exception of Anthe getting slapped multiple times. That's the most violence anybody has suffered on the show.
At least that we see there seems to be on Crunchyroll and on YouTube. Which is both ways you can watch Utena.
Yeah. It's like official uploads on YouTube, like the whole thing.
Yeah. There seems to be some kind of like, it's either a weird style choice or actual censorship where like that rose appears over and it'll appear over fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I watched a clip from episode 39 when I was looking up the censorship stuff, which I guess is the last episode, where a character is violently killed, and the censored version is very different than the like you can still tell they die, but like the way they show it is slightly different.
But there is an uncensored version of it?
I guess.
Okay.
I could not find it anywhere because I was like, I wanted to see what the difference is in episode 2 between like when that really awkward looking rose appears on the screen over Utena, and you're just like sitting there, we're just watching this rose spinning. It's like, what is this?
Yeah. It is a little strange.
If there is an uncensored version out there, I don't know where.
I think that is just a style choice. I'll be honest, I don't quite get it yet, but like I would be surprised if there was a version without that, like the DVD or VHS, whatever version or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, cause I mean, like what it's covering in both of those instances when it appears in episode 2 are like fairly tame. Like the first one, the spirit of the prince comes down and like enters Utena, and she gets the like energy necessary to fight back against the green hair guy. And then when they clash, it happens, and she has broken through his sword and also broken his flower. He himself is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Neither of these seem like things that need to be edited or censored.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it just seems like a weird style choice to make if it's not censorship, because the rest of the show is fairly pretty.
Yeah.
Like it all looks good.
Yeah.
So like, why would you just be like, we'll just cover it with a rose?
I think they do the white rose thing again when she clashes in the duel with Mickey. When they clash, I think they do the same thing. I could be misremembering, but I think so.
Okay.
So like my guess, if I were to hazard a guess, is like maybe just like that moment either was like, difficult, like didn't quite know how to animate it properly, like the spirit like entering Utena, like maybe it's like, well, okay, do we just get to the point where they overlap and it disappears? Like how's this gonna work? Or we can just slap this thing on it and then move on to the next thing. Like maybe it's a time constraint thing. Maybe they just didn't know how to animate it properly, blah, blah, blah. Style is problem solving kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And it definitely could be because going by what it said on Wikipedia that episode 6 and 8 are swapped.
Yeah.
And they're swapped because of like a timing issue. Basically.
Yeah.
It's like episode 8 or what was going to be episode 6, they didn't have enough done, so they put out episode 6.
Yeah.
So it says that there are continuity issues. I didn't quite catch those.
Me neither.
So it's something to do with a diary that I just missed or something.
Somebody, I can't remember who, somebody mentions, I think it's green hair guy, but I could be wrong. They mention it's like they call it a particular kind of diary. Maybe I wrote a note about it. I actually took notes.
Ooh, note taker.
But maybe I didn't actually write the note.
But it has something to do with that because the diary is apparently revealed in what is now episode 8.
Okay.
But
because they call it, it's like they call it like a rotation diary or whatever the word is.
Okay.
But like someone mentions like it says so in my rotation diary, and then red hair guy's like, you keep one of those or something like that. You know, that's the last mention of it.
Yeah.
That must be it. But yeah, given we don't know what that is, it didn't really matter.
Well, and it doesn't really nothing in episode 6 as it is really was like, because that episode, not to dunk on the show, but like all it really does is like it gives you a little bit more character for Nanami, which is possibly important.
It also, I think it sort of settles the beef that she has had with Utena and Anthe a little bit.
A little bit.
Like they seem a bit more friendly by the end of that than they were.
Yeah. And so I definitely think it's important, but that episode is a lot of gags.
Oh yeah.
You know,
mostly gags.
Like that and episode 4 are just
gag the Nanami
central.
Episodes.
Yeah,
she's the gag character.
Yeah, and and they're fun. They're like funny gags. But I was like, this isn't like, it's not pushing the plot forward at all, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But
no,
like,
I kind of wonder because like this came out in '97. This is back when these things actually came on like TV. As TV doesn't really exist like that these days.
TV is dead.
Like it does, but like who's watching it? Because that's how I watched it initially. Not in '97, but like years later. But it was still like I would just turn it on and there'd be an episode of Utena and I'd watch it and I'd be like, okay, that happened. I don't know anything about this story. I don't know the continuity. I don't know what episode that was out of how many episodes there are. But like, so I kind of wonder if maybe that's like the idea behind it is like understanding that not every episode that people jump into is going to like, be contiguous with the last episode that they watched. Right.
Yeah. And
so it's got to keep them loose.
Yeah. And I don't think it's a bad way to go because the gags were good.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I wasted my time.
That kangaroo was hilarious.
The kangaroo was hilarious. It was rules of 3.
Yeah.
That were really good. Right. Like she's trying to hide the animals in Anthe's apartment and she does it 3 times. She is chased by a runaway horse in episode 6, Nanami, and then later we learned she was chased by a runaway bull earlier in her life, and then later is chased by a runaway kangaroo. Like,
with boxing gloves.
Which was just excellent.
A boxing kangaroo.
Yes.
Yeah. But
yeah. Overall, great show.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Episode 6 was kind of weird because Nanami like dates a elementary school kid.
Yeah, like using it kind of dates like kind of how you expect middle schoolers to date each other. Like, point, you are my boyfriend now, and that's about it. That's nothing else. They're middle schoolers, whatever. It is strange for sure.
I think it's odd too because I bet if you like looked at their ages, right? Like the boy is 12 and she's like 13 or something. But the way that because it's like peak anime syndrome, right? Like all these characters are 14 or younger, and yet they all are like just these like just 6
towering
feet
behemoths.
tall. Like they finish puberty at like 11 or something,
Yeah. Very difficult to gauge anybody's age.
Yeah. Like they look like they should be like finishing high school.
Kind of, yeah.
And so when they said middle school and you were like, yeah, the older, like that, they're done with that at like 14. I was like, these are supposed to be like 13-year-olds? What the fuck?
We know that Utena is not a first year, but I don't think they establish if she's a second or third year.
Yeah.
So 13 or 14.
They make a thing out of one of the characters being a freshman and implying that they're like an upperclassman.
I guess.
I think that's the way I took it.
Nanami, I think, is a freshman.
That could be.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
I don't know.
It was definitely odd because she looks like a giant compared to this child.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Like I was like, Nanami.
Don't you do that. Yeah.
But it was still a funny episode.
She just wanted a bodyguard, and he just wanted to be someone's like brother type person.
Yeah.
He wanted to defend her because he saw Toga defend her from that runaway bull when he was much younger, or younger to some degree. Maybe it was a few days ago.
That was the thing too. They show this flashback, and Nanami is like a little girl.
Yeah.
And then Toga shows up and like stops the bull, and he's exactly how he looks now.
And the kid, I can't remember his name. I was gonna write it down and then just didn't. But the kid is like, he's got that like the preschooler outfit or kindergartner outfit. He's got the hat and
the little yellow hat.
Yeah, the whole nine. So I'm like, I mean, either he's like a second grader, or this took place several years ago, like at least a few years ago, and Toga has looked the same.
Yeah, he just came out of the womb like 6 feet tall, like because he fucks.
Oh yeah,
literally. Like there's a part where Mickey, like he walks and like his sister is like kind of like getting her clothes a little bit together, and then he walks in and fucking Toga is like, yeah, basically like, yeah, I just fucked your sister, and like it's like, who, what?
I don't know. This maybe seems like the kind of thing where like the more you pay, like the more math you try to do about it, the less sense it's gonna make. But it's strange.
Yeah, it's we talk about this like every episode, but it always will baffle me. It's just peak anime. Nobody is the age that they say there are.
I mean, that's
like
the same thing.
Everybody. It's like Riverdale, right?
I was gonna say, like or like the Euphoria show.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Where everybody's playing 16-year-olds. However,
we're all in our late 20s and like they're fucking doing coke and killing each other and shit. Like who cares? It's exactly. I think ultimately it just kind of like school is a very easy setting for these sorts of like dramas and romances and whatever else, because like things that don't super matter to like adults with like jobs and bills and mortgages and shit like that can super matter to like a student. You know what I mean? Like if somebody says like in your, when you're in high school and so has been spreading this rumor about you, it's like, oh, this is life or death shit. But like somebody tells me like so is saying this about you, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, who's that person? I don't fuck off. Like, you know, it doesn't matter anymore.
School provides a good structure to storytelling too, in a lot of ways, because it's a thing that you have to go to.
Everybody has to be there. You have to be in close proximity with a bunch of other people around your age with like who more or less share your values.
Exactly. Like if somebody was like a huge dick to you at work, you could just be like, okay, well, I quit.
Yeah.
You know? You can't if like somebody like,
or we're gonna talk to HR or something, you know.
Exactly. If somebody like completely fucks you up at like a high school, it's like, well, you still have to go to school.
Yep.
You don't get to choose a different school, you know? Like, you just kind of are stuck at the one you have to go to. So it's definitely a good structure, and it's definitely, I don't know. I just would feel silly if we didn't like comment on like, man, this shows it's very odd.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. Like it's sort of a price of entry, so to speak, is like you got to be okay with like, this is way too much melodrama for a middle school. Was the thing I cared about most in middle school. Yu-Gi-Oh cards, probably.
Okay. Let me think about this.
Yeah,
middle school. What did I get? Magic the Gathering, and I think I wanted this one girl to like me, but I had never worked up the courage.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of that.
Yeah.
There. But definitely Magic, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, but like no sword fighting ever got involved.
Yeah. No, not that I can think of.
Maybe it would have been easier to get that girl to notice you if you were sword fighting somebody, but didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I was definitely a late bloomer. So middle school me trying to like do any kind of combat would have been very bad.
You know, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe your middle school battle anime life wouldn't go very well. Maybe the high school one. Maybe that starts popping off. Yeah.
High school, I was in really good shape.
There you go.
I was the fittest I've ever been and may ever be.
There you go.
Definitely a lot better shape than I am now.
I feel it. Yeah.
Well, I guess we can start. Is there anything more you want to talk about, Utena?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the reviews here.
Yeah.
So we got our review system here. 3 categories. We've got keep watching, and total garbage.
Yeah.
Bakari, where are you falling on this one?
I've never watched Utena all the way through, but I've seen a good handful of episodes before, and still I find it very interesting, very charming. I really love the art direction and music and stuff like that. The animation is neat. I like the characters. It's a good show. I quite enjoy it, and I mean, I say this about every anime that I like that we watch on this thing. God knows when I'm gonna fucking watch through it, but I do want to eventually.
Yeah, I think I'm. The only conflict in me right now with this thing is I want to give it a keep watching.
Yeah.
But I know that this is like, if I do watch another episode, or if I do like decide to finish this show,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be in like a different point in my life. You know, like almost like this is a show that I very much I want to see what happens. I'd be curious to watch like another 6 episodes at least.
Yeah.
But like I want to watch like the dub while I'm doing something else. Like this isn't a like, oh man, I can't wait to go watch episode 7 now. Like
yeah.
If anything, like the show I really want to watch right now is Kill la Kill.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I want to like as soon as we're done and everything, I might just put on Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to give the show an eh.
Oh, okay. I feel you.
You know, because that just feels because
I think that there is, I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but like there is certainly something that you're going to get out of Utena that you're not going to get out of Kill la Kill. I mean, ultimately Kill la Kill is still like a shonen or seinen, whatever you want to call it, series where like I think anime in particular, but I think especially shoujo has a way of like, you know, making these like crafting these very like ephemeral moments of like romance and drama and stuff like that. And I think is pretty neat. And Utena does that in a way that's like a bit less touchy-feely than others, but like still impactful. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of centered around some combat, and like Utena's not exactly the most like, you know, sentimental, like soft type of person, which I think makes it a bit more interesting, and like the sort of like almost Shakespearean element of it, I think is really neat. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to it.
And I know we compared it a lot to Kill la Kill, but there's not really another show I can think of that kind of looks the way this show does in a way. Like, I mean, like it's not like it's like totally abstract.
No, sure.
But like, I love the backgrounds and I love this like sort of like rich Victorian's not the right word, but like this high society kind of look to it. Everybody looks like either, but yeah, everybody looks like their parents are millionaires. You know, like there's no person who's like there's no broke ass kid at school there, you know. Maybe it's Anthe. I don't know. It could be. I mean, that poor girl
kind of doesn't really seem to get to do anything that she wants to do. So maybe it's her. I don't know.
No, I see what you're saying. It is a different kind of experience. Okay, that kind of convinces me. Also, I can move it up.
Also, I think that there's like sort of a historical, probably isn't the right word, but like there's sort of like a significance to it being from the time and place that it's from, being like one of the first, like, you know, it's an anime with like one of its primary protagonists is like a you know, brown person, maybe Indian. I don't know exactly her, you know, ethnic makeup, but like, you know, someone who kind of like escapes the typical anime character mold in that way. And then also like it's I think it's had to be one of the highest profile, like, you know, even remotely gay stories at the time. You know what I mean? In Japanese animation specifically.
Especially for 97 too.
Yeah.
Like it is nice to see like a character with darker skin that isn't like a stereotype.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a lot of that in anime, unfortunately, right? Where it's like, you know, like a character that's supposed to be like, you know, that's supposed to be like a black guy is like, oh
yeah, they don't do that so great a lot of the time.
It's like, why is he like 80 feet tall and like has like I don't need to describe it. We all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. The giant lips and the horrible accent and the, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. It's like the beady itty bitty little eyes and stuff. Strange stereotypes in anime for sure. And this is like just, you know, by comparison, like this is just a person what's got darker skin and some different features, you know?
Yeah. And it's definitely nice. I think even the there's a part where when the prince's like ghost form is entering Utena.
Oh yeah, he's got darker skin too.
I think he had darker skin as well.
Yeah.
So I could have, this is maybe me projecting, but I could imagine that too, if you're the type of person who's going to write a show that has more kind of like bi or gay energy to it.
Yeah.
You might be more inclined to be also accepting of like other races and portrayal of them that's not stereotypes.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Because you're not trying to like, the show doesn't seem to lead into like the sort of like gay fatalism that's a big stereotype where like, yeah, these characters are gay and they are going to die.
They are doomed for that. Yeah.
Yep. It's no matter how nice their love story is, they're done for,
Yeah. And like, I mean, we haven't watched through the thing, so like who knows
Yeah.
where that ends up going. Like maybe they just do end up being good friends after all is said and done, whatever.
Yeah.
Because like, you can like I guess there's sort of an allowance that you have to make for like what was and was not viable, like to get past your shareholders at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's been really interesting in Guilty Gear, where there's a longtime character named Bridget who was originally known as like Bridget. It was a male character who, like, due to her backstory, was raised as like a girl, like dresses like a girl, talks like a girl, blah blah blah. She makes a return in Strive and now has like taken on, like, she now identifies as a woman and like, is like, yeah, she, her pronouns, all the rest. And like that's in cutscene, that is as canon as it can possibly be. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're just trying to cater to the woke left, blah, blah, blah. You know how fucking nerds get. And Daisuke, the guy who, the brain in charge of Guilty Gear, like said, well, no, I mean, I wanted her to be a trans woman from the very beginning. It's just a lot harder to get away with that back in 2001 or whenever the game came out. You know what I mean? So there's a lot, it's just kind of difficult you have to make concessions in order to get your story out there. And maybe it's not always going to be as intact as you would like it to be, especially when it contains stuff like this in 1997.
Yeah.
So,
well, and people point out like, like why is there, such an uptick in like, like why are there more trans people now and all that? Well, it's because it's not illegal to be that.
Or like less people are going to react violently to it.
Yeah,
the
you're
same
less
thing with
likely
left-handed people.
Yeah, left-handed people. Same thing with like being like gay. Like all of that stuff is like it's more visible now because like those people exist, and they don't have to hide it anymore.
Yeah.
So all that jazz. But yeah, definitely like 1997 was like, I mean, not to say it was okay, but like what a different fucking time. And that was what, 20 years ago, basically 25. Yeah. Like,
because I remember, I mean, even in like 2006 or whenever I would have been watching this show, like maybe closer to 07, 08, but like I remember watching this and being like, whoa, it's too like anime character, like they're not gay right now, like they're not kissing, but like, it's certainly suggestive. That's something. Wow, I haven't seen that before. You know what I mean? Like that was not something I even saw very often, like in like animation of that time, 10 years after this came out.
Well, and Sailor Moon has two characters
that's right.
Women that are in a relationship, and in the 4Kids version, they're cousins.
Yeah, that's right.
So obviously a lot has changed, and it's all for the better, and it's nice. But it is nice seeing a show from that era where it could have been absolute nightmare fuel, and doing something that, so far as I can tell, feels pretty respectful. So far,
I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the author of Revolutionary Girl Utena or anything like that, but yeah, it's there's some cool stuff going on there, and like it kind of seems as though they were willing to kind of push some boundaries in order to like get this story out in the way that they want it to be. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. So I definitely think it's definitely at this point after our discussion here, I've moved it into keep watching.
Yes, we got him.
Yeah, we got him. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's really interesting. I think there's a lot to take in from this show, like you're saying, and you're dead on. Like the different kind of vibe that this show provides is not something that's very readily available. Like I can watch battle anime.
Yeah,
I don't have to watch Kill la Kill to watch a tournament.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I do. Unfortunately, I do feel like it's I want to watch more of this. It's not like jumping top of my list.
Sure. Yeah.
Just to go full dude bro for a second. It's not like how I felt after Jujutsu Kaisen. I was like, Bakari, do you want to watch episode 7 right now? Like, can we and I think for me, that's just always going to be like my bias.
Yeah. At our core, we're still a couple of dummies that like watching people spin kick each other.
Exactly.
That's just how it's going to be.
Yeah. It's just, I think that's going to be the battle school dropouts bias for like, as long as we keep reviewing stuff. It's like, well, if it doesn't have like, if it's not leading into some kind of tournament arc, I'm less excited.
Yeah. Yeah. There was I'm like it's not even really rocky terrain to navigate. It's just like, it's hard for me, I guess, that like I find the concept of like Yuri in like Yuri anime and manga and stuff like that very interesting, because like I was saying earlier, like they're able to kind of like make these really ephemeral moments out of like, stuff that would even be sort of day to day in the real world. And I think like Yuri in particular, like in shoujo manga and stuff like that, like really, really capitalizes on that. I remember reading a quote from one such Yuri author who said like, not even just the content, he was talking about like what he sees. They I don't know who it was. It could have been man, woman, whoever. What they see in like, they like pointed at a picture of just like an empty field, like a field of flowers or whatever. And it's like, this is Yuri to me, because you can look at that and you can imagine a pair of women who maybe had to like, meet outside of their parents' gaze or something like that, like in this situation. And like now they're no longer here, and who knows if they ended up together or not, or something like that. Like there's a lot of like, I guess, poetry to it that I find very interesting. And then a lot of just weird fetish shit that like,
well, yeah,
that maybe I'm not trying to like, yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult terrain to navigate for a guy,
Yeah,
I don't know what's what.
It's a different, that's a good point too, because there is a lot of the time sort of a forbidden romance kind of side to it. Like even in this show, right, where it doesn't seem like gender roles are super, super harshly enforced.
Yeah.
Right. Like the guys are asking like, be on our basketball team.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, Utena, like she if she does decide that she's like, I have to be with Anthe, she has to battle to like keep Anthe going.
Yeah, that's sort of, and I find that a lot more, I guess, interesting, or I guess like a nice change from it just being like, we can't be engaged because we're both girls. It's like, well, no, we can't. We're gonna have a hard time being engaged because people are gonna want to kill you with swords. For the privilege of being engaged to me. So like, I mean, obviously, gender exists in this world, but like, at no point does anybody go like, they can't be engaged. They're both girls. They can't do that. Like, it's like that's not even a concern here. I think that's neat.
It seems like for Utena, it's not a like, oh, I don't want to be engaged to you because you're a woman. It's, I don't want to be engaged to you because I don't want to be engaged.
I don't want to be engaged.
Like I'm
13.
I'm somewhere between the ages of 11 and 14, and I do not want to be engaged right now.
That's a very good, fair, reasonable, I guess.
I am 30 or 40 years old. I don't have time for this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. It is a good one. That was, we were debating between this and G Witch, the Gundam Magical Girl anime.
Witch from Mercury.
And which also I'm hearing really good things about and all that.
That's another one. Like I watched a couple of episodes of that and now have gone back to Utena and been like, oh fuck yeah, this is like, there's like a running like sort of a joke that was going around on Twitter for a while. It's like, before you watch the G Witch, you don't have to watch any of the UC or any of the other Gundam stuff. You do have to have seen Revolutionary Girl Utena. That makes perfect sense. There's a whole lot of that DNA in G Witch for sure.
Yeah, I would actually say, like, if you're an anime fan, like at the very least, it's worth watching the first few episodes to just be like, that's that thing. Hey, that's that thing. Like I felt like it was almost like I was watching Ready Player One, and I was like, hey, that's
my god,
it's the Gundam I know.
It's Batman.
Yeah,
it's that weird mushroom ninja guy from that terrible fucking Battleborn game.
Exactly.
How much did Randy Pitchford pay for that to end up in the movie? I wonder.
It was a sizable chunk of money, and it was all greasy. Yeah. So I think at the very least it's worth doing that, because it's like wild how influential this show is.
Totally.
And like I hear people talk about it, but like for how many times I pointed at the screen and was like, that's that thing, that's that, like I just don't hear a lot of people bring it up. So
yeah, it's like kind of under discussed, I feel.
Yeah. I don't think I would have watched it if it weren't for this show, our podcast here. So
that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
For us to drink beers and watch animes we wouldn't have normally watched.
Yeah.
And then put the evidence of it on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, speaking of YouTube, I guess we can get into plugs here.
Yeah.
So you can subscribe to our channel here if you're watching it on YouTube. We'll post here. We got a Twitter account for as long as Twitter's still around.
Hey.
That'll give you updates on what we're watching next if you want to watch along with us.
We are riding that sinking ship all the way down. So what a wonderful time to be on Twitter.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's by the time this episode comes out, like it'll already be so different.
Yeah. Twitter will probably be extinct by the time this episode drops.
Right. But at the same time, it wouldn't be us if we didn't get this out there. Huff my fucking farts, Elon Musk, you absolute moron. Just biffing all. I know we're gonna find out in like a year that he somehow made a lot of money off of this thing and that there's no justice in the world.
Yeah,
but for now,
pays a bunch of journalists to say that.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a really smart business move, and Elon he's just a master businessman.
He actually was trying to destroy Twitter the entire time
because he invented an even better social media that connects directly to your brain. And that's a good thing, actually.
And every time you tweet, there's a 10% chance your head will explode. But otherwise,
it creates a literal Skinner box where you can press a button to receive dopamine in exchange for $1.99 US pre-tax.
It's really cool. Huff my fucking farts, Elon. You suck. And watching you piss a $44 billion away is just beautiful.
It's so funny.
I hope it brings down every single other company.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, I want to see Tesla gone. I want to see fucking SpaceX.
I want to see Tesla's gone, dude. There's fucking Teslas everywhere.
Yeah,
suck.
And they suck.
They suck.
It's like, hey, good on you, like starting whatever this electric car revolution is. Get the fuck out.
And I can never tell which one's just a shitty driver and which one's using the like automated bullshit.
Yeah,
because they all suck. They like none of them can fucking drive.
None of them can fucking drive. Yeah, that's not the future. The future is fucking public transportation.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it should be required that you put a light on your car that like lights up when your car is being automatically driven.
Yeah.
So that I can blow it up. I'm gonna blow up any cars. The FBI. Thank you.
How can people track you down? How can the FBI find you?
The FBI already knows my IP address. But if you agent Cole, I think my agent's name is Cole. If you agent Cole would like to listen to my beats, you can go to soundcloud.com/octomammoth, or you can go to twitter.com/8mammoth, number 8 and mammoth. How can people track you down?
How can people? I'm as long as it's around. I'm at Hentai Pizza Lord on Twitter. And then also the audio versions of the podcast. We got a website up. It's Battle School Dropouts.podbean.com.
That's right.
Or it's podbean.battle. I can't remember.
Whichever.
Anyways, one of those two. That'll get you all the audio, get you the RSS feed, get you all that. We're on Spotify too.
One day I'm gonna find out what an RSS feed is, and then it's over for you, host.
You know, a hyperlink.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's just a hyperlink that you can plug into your podcasting app, and it'll download Battle School Dropouts.
Oh, just like automatically?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's cool. Get on that.
You just got to find in your podcasting app where it lets you add RSS feeds.
Yeah.
Really easy on mine. Anthony's phone, he was like, yeah, do it for me. I'm like, where the fuck is the RSS? Come on. So, you might have to Google.
Yeah.
And that's it for us this week.
I just realized Agent Cole is a character in the Marvel movies. My agent's name is cooler than that. His name is
oh, you fucking nerd.
No, wait, no, Coulson. Never mind. Cole is fine.
Cole is fine.
Yeah. Was that the guy from Detroit Become Human? No.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I want that guy.
I don't know anyone's name in there. I just call it like RoboCop and Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Best part of that game by a mile.
By a fucking mile.
Is he coming out with anything new?
Oh, you have not heard the news?
Is he Star Wars, right?
The Star Wars one. That's Quantum Dream?
Quantum Dreams, I think.
Yeah, Quantum Dream. I think it's Quantic.
It can't be Quantic.
I'm looking it up.
That fucking sounds
Doing
so
it
dumb.
live. Hang on. I'm looking it up.
Well, we should play that when it comes out because that was such a good time playing Detroit Become Human.
Absolutely. What a shit awful game, but that was a lot of fun.
Dude, I can't wait for Darth Vader to tell me why slavery is wrong.
I can't wait to press triangle to give the I Have a Dream speech at Huddy's. It's Jigo Wacko Lock. I have a dream that all men of all, just as Jabba the Hutt or whatever. as a slave Anakin, as a Tatooinean slave. We're gonna organize marches. We're gonna do protests.
Oh fuck,
Are
dude.
gonna the fucking the huts are gonna show up with fire hoses. It's gonna be great. Hang on. I'm looking this up.
All right.
It is Quantic Dream.
Quantic?
Quantic.
What the fuck is Quantic?
Quantic Dream SA is a French video game developer and publisher based in Paris.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
2 games before
He's
Heavy
doing
Rain.
a fucking Star Wars game.
Doing a Star Wars game. David Cage himself.
David Cage himself. Yeah, he
Actually,
did.
I don't know if it's David. I know Quantic Dream's involved. I don't know if David Cage.
David Cage isn't involved, I'm
No,
not going to play it.
absolutely
not.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it either.
That's
way,
like-
but not gonna play it.
That's like being like, the Neil Breen is producing a movie. I don't give a shit if he's producing a movie.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Directing is what I care about, sir.
Oh my god. Okay, I know. We're just delaying the fuck out of this ending, but I watched this movie. Oh my god, it's something. It's got the number 22 in it. It's like Route 22 or Drive 22 or something. It's a Mark Wahlberg movie.
Oh boy.
It's like it has some of the spirit of Neil Breen in it, but like if Neil Breen thought that like fuck you fucking motherfucker was like a cool thing to say, like because Neil Breen doesn't really cuss that much, you know what I mean?
Not really.
Yeah, like this is like, you know, just all they cuss in like the dumbest ways possible, and like it's this horrible jingoistic like nightmare movie about like the toughest operators out there who they gotta break the law when the law just isn't good enough or whatever.
He's talking about how it would have gone down different if he was on that plane.
It is that the movie? Yes, it is Mark Wahlberg's depiction of how it would have gone down if he was there. Like, it's not actually about 9/11, but close enough.
Did you hear he's like Morbiusing himself with he's re-releasing that Father Stu movie in theaters as
Father
a PG-13? Yeah, right? It's like him as like a Catholic priest or whatever.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I only know about it because Father Stu, my name's Stu.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
but it's spelled wrong.
Got to keep tabs on all Stu related media.
Exactly, right? There was that Stuber movie, you know? And
Yeah.
I was like, I've been making that joke for years. I
Yeah.
got 0 royalties.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
You know what? More men these days wear bracelets than eat stew. You know that?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been eating at all.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had stew the other day, and I was wearing a bracelet. I'm wearing a bracelet right now.
Oh shit, dude.
And I was while I was eating stew. So
So it's a net neutral.
I
for
guess
that,
so.
That thing. It's
I
like,
was a cuck and I was an alpha at the same time.
damn
And-
alpha cuck.
Yeah, alpha cuck.
Yeah.
I'm the bridge between worlds, like the Avatar.
He's the one who's gonna bring it all together.
I was gonna
Right.
bring balance to the force.
The
Yeah.
4 nations, Sigma, Alpha, and Cuck, and it's up to you, Bakari, to bring everybody together.
That's right. It's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it, and that's me.
Also, in case anybody's mad, the fourth nation is betas.
Of course.
We all know that.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. That's excellent.
Yeah. So that's on Netflix. You should
That's
go
on the-
watch
yeah,
that.
you guys, they're doing the live action version of it soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
that'll be
right.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
live action. Until everything was fine until the cucks invaded.
Should put Mark Wahlberg in. that.
Just
I'm so sad Bruce Willis is retired. I said this from the beginning. M. Night Shyamalan's movies got worse when he stopped casting Bruce Willis. Because Unbreakable, fantastic. Sixth Sense, fantastic. Signs, pretty good. And then it got worse from there.
yeah. Didn't everybody hate Glass or whatever?
People weren't big on Glass, I
Yeah.
don't think.
I mean, the
But he lost it. He lost the Willis streak. Is what
yeah,
I mean.
well, it's tough too because Bruce Willis like hasn't either been capable or hasn't given a fuck about movies for like the last like 10 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he's there for the paycheck.
Yeah. Well, this would have, because Avatar or The Last Airbender came out more than 10 years ago, I think. Bruce Willis should have been Aang.
Honestly, why not?
Yeah.
You couldn't have made that movie worse. so-
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the first movie.
Teach Bruce Willis Kung Fu and make him Aang.
Honestly, just let him like just sit there and just do special effects around him or some shit.
Sure.
Like fuck it.
Yeah.
That Avatar movie was the first movie I've seen in a while. Like I rewatched it like last year or whatever. First movie in a while where I was like 20 minutes in and I was like, I don't want to watch that. I finished it because I'm a man of principle.
Wow.
But holy shit, that sucks.
Yeah,
It is so boring.
It's really bad.
Yeah, it is.
Steven
baffling.
Seagal Zuko.
Oh,
I'm just,
fuck. Okay.
I'm speaking with the voice of God right now.
Oh my god.
I'm
The-
guided by divine powers.
The like if if Avatar: The Last Airbender was like a 90s action movie, holy shit, we could have, because like that Fist of the North Star movie.
Oh yeah.
That's,
oh man,
that's a movie that we got 20 minutes in and I was like, we're not watching any more of this.
that was rough.
That sucked.
Yeah. Speaking of Zuko, because Dante Bosco's in that movie.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
dude! It all comes full circle.
It all comes back.
I can't believe he was in that movie.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, best performance of an awful movie.
Very, very low bar.
And yeah, super low. I mean, I'm not saying he was doing good. I'm just saying
he was the best.
It was a bright point in a boring movie.
Yeah.
We just ended up watching Fist of the North Star instead. Like the proper movie.
We actually did jump out of like, we were like, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
We stopped the live action Fist of the North Star movie. That's dire. We've watched some terrible shit.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
What was worse, Fist of the North Star or that Paris 317 to Paris or whatever?
I have to say Fist of the North Star was worse because I've sat through 1517 to Paris 3 times.
That's a good point. Oh shit!
I did not have the stomach to finish Fist of the North Star once, but I have watched that movie 3 times. So you know. Maybe that says more about me than the movies, but I mean, that's where I'm standing.
I guess what's his face? Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
He should do the next live action Fist of the North Star.
Yes.
Yeah. Make it like weirdly conservative.
A whole lot more racial slurs involved. But
oh, excellent.
Yeah. Kenshiro's like wait, no, am I misremembering? Is Kenshiro like the last Japanese person, or am I getting my like streams crossed with fucking Attack
you're
on
getting
Titan?
your streams crossed because Kenshiro in the live action movie is just a white dude.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's not changing in the Clint Eastwood version. Yeah. Clint Eastwood, Clint Eastwood Attack on Titan live action movie.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
I want to see a 90-year-old man with like all sorts of like dementia and whatnot. I want to see his take on Attack on Titan. This fucking like jingoistic like motherfucker. Tell me about Attack on Titan. I don't think it'd be that far off.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, shit. Give him the reins on something that like skirts so close to like the, like, okay, look, I don't know that I necessarily subscribe to the notion that Attack on Titan is like out and out super fascist, but boy, it gets close sometimes.
I'm waiting for the heel turn where we learn that nationalism is wrong. I'm waiting for it.
Wait, is that the heel turn when we find out that is that a face turn? Like it was
just when we learn that when there's a twist on it instead of like actually warfare is pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
Like that seems to be where we're at. The horrors of war have kind of been left behind.
Yeah. But war, like when you can turn into a giant monster, pretty dope actually.
Pretty sick.
Pretty sick. Honestly. Yeah. Pretty radical. Yeah. God, how did we get here?
Well, let's wrap up.
Yeah, all right. They're fading out.
Good up. Clint Eastwood, do our next Battle School Dropouts.
Please. Open door invitation for Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, honestly, get on here.